G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the bush, welcome back to my channel, Alex Does. My name is Alex as I shout above the summer cicadas, so I hope you can hear me. We're back in the bush, and for those that are new to the channel and haven't seen the previous videos and what's been going on, so why do I come out in the bush on a weekly basis and why do you want to keep watching this channel? Well, what I'm trying to do here is I'm endeavouring to make a structure in the bush, a hut, a shelter, a bushcraft base camp as the title suggests. I'm endeavouring to build a hut loosely inspired by colonial Australian slab huts and bush huts and those types of things, using nothing but natural materials, no nails, no screws, no paracord, no rope, no tin, no roofing, all those sorts of things that make my job so much easier. Anyway, if you've missed any of the previous videos, we've hit a bit of a hitch. So for the last 3 months that I've been coming to this site, I've been taking an access road that it's got me close enough that I can do a couple of trips to hike all my gear in for a weekend camp or a couple of days camp or an overnight camp or a single day stay to get some work done. But due to weather conditions we've had this summer, which has been lots and lots of rain, that road has now, certainly for me in my car, become somewhat impassable, and until now it's been my only way to camp. So if you caught the last video, you would have seen that I've come here before to where I am now, and I managed to use my machete here to hack away through some impassable, very thick scrub, and I did eventually find my way to camp. So what I'm doing here today is I'm looking for the silver lining in this situation, because I believe, I've been looking at the maps, the topographical maps and Google Maps and all those sorts of things, and I think really where I am now, once I get to the end of this path that I'm on and I hit the bush where the path runs out, I reckon I can hack with my machete a more direct route than what I've been following in the past 3 months. I think this is going to be a positive, this curveball that I've been thrown with lack of access to the camp. So I'm here today, just for today, I'm here to spend a few hours with my machete and see if I can forge a new way for me to get to the site that's going to be easier and quicker than anything I've done in the past. So as I said, I'm armed with my machete. I've even got me silky saw on me, so I'm going to head into the bush and we're going to start swinging and sawing and slashing and see if I can get my way to camp. Enjoy. Alright, so I've been walking down the trail for around about 15 minutes already, and this is where the trail runs out. So already the 15-minute walk, it's longer than I was hiking before from the other location, but the thing is, there's maybe about 3 medium-sized, small to medium-sized down trees, like the one that you saw me park and where I stopped the car, that are across that path. They're actually preventing me from getting my car pretty close to the top of this trail just here. So I'm not going to worry about that today, but I think I'm tossing up. I'm a bit 50-50, because one, I could cut those trees and move them out of the path and then get my car a lot closer and make my trip to camp a lot quicker. The downside to that is, whilst those trees are across there, I mean, obviously they're not stopping people walking through, but anyone driving down here is going to get to that first tree where I stop my car and think, oh, yeah, no, let's try another trail. I mean, obviously they can do what I've done today and stop and get out and walk, but for the purposes of preventing people going any further down this trail and finding my campsite, yeah, so see what I mean? It's a 50-50. Do I cut the trees down and make the access with the car easier to get in a little bit closer to make my trip to camp? 15 minutes, because you got to think I do 2 trips each camp, so 2 trips in and then 2 trips out. So just that 15-minute walk, that's you know, 15 minutes in, another 15 minutes back, and then 15 minutes in. So it's 45 minutes extra each way if I leave things the way they are rather than cutting those trees down. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that today, because at the moment, as you can see, this is where we reach the impassable scrub. Well, it's not really impassable, but it's, you know, it's certainly a barrier to camp and what I've got to go hacking my way through. So what I want to do, where this path has run out, I don't want to clear any of the initial brush, because I want it to look like the path has run out. So what I'm planning on doing is maybe finding a really obvious tree or a feature slightly into the scrub where I can start cutting my trail from, and go from there. Because if I cut it from here and make it obvious, then anyone walking through is just going to keep on walking into my camp, which is, you know, it's not a major deal, but, you know, obviously I'd like a little bit of security there if I can. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to push through some initial scrub here, and then pick a point to start hacking away. And basically I need to head dead nuts north, and I'm pretty confident that if I go straight north, which is, if I have a look at the compass on my watch, is that way. So that's where we need to go. I've come through the scrub just a little bit, and this thing here is pretty obvious, this big old stump here that's been probably cut down 100 years ago or whatever, I don't know, but this is the point where I'm going to start my trail. So again, I'm just going to check my bearings on the compass, find north, which is that way, and start cutting the trail. Wish me luck. Well, so far so good. I've been going for about 20 minutes and I've made it about 10 meters. Yeah, quick review on this. So this is a Condor Parang machete, really solid unit, nice handle. It's got a nice leather sheath. The only issue I'm having with it, and I haven't actually done anything to it, it's not the sharpest from factory, so I would like to have a go at sharpening it. There's also a little bit, obviously a little bit of resin on there already, but what I'm finding is, and it may be due to some of the resin, if I put it in the sheath, sometimes it's damn near impossible to get out. It just sticks at the big fat end down here. So maybe once I've maybe given it a coat of oil or something, I might spray some lubricant actually inside the sheath, because it took me a few minutes to get it out of the sheath a moment ago. Anyway, we're still headed in the right direction, which is north, so let's continue. Alright, progress being made. I wouldn't be surprised I'm about halfway there already. It's only 9:30. Pretty hard going on the hands though. Probably should have wore gloves. Anyway, I'll take you down the trail from this point down. So you can see the path here is really obvious. Come through here. It's nice. And obviously as I walk up and down, it's going to become more and more obvious too. Oi. Anyway, this is as far as I've got so far. I kind of feel like I'm almost re-establishing a trail that might have already been here. You can see here, you've got logs that have very obviously been cut down with a chainsaw through here, so I wouldn't be surprised if you know, maybe this was a path originally. who knows, but once again I didn't preload the maps on my phone, so it would have been handy to know exactly where I am, but I'm just sticking to heading to a northerly direction as per the compass on the watch, and just chop down anything in my way. Well, not really. I'm trying to avoid the proper trees. A lot of the stuff I'm cutting down, it's almost like lantana, and a lot of the stuff is dead too. Like you get, there's no examples around here at the moment, but you get these trees where the vines wrap around it and then the tree dies, and so I'm just really cutting through the vine, and then the tree kind of disintegrates because it's old and dead anyway. But yeah, I'm just trying to avoid the actual trees because I don't want to do any damage, too much damage to the environment. It's kind of getting a little bit steeper, certainly on either side, which is to be expected because we've got, this is the head of both the creeks that come down either side of the camp. Obviously the west side creek on that side, east side creek on the east side. I can hear the logging going on the other side of the valley over there. So I know I'm not far, and it's a little, the terrain is a little bit steeper than the original way I've been coming in, but I think it's going to be shorter. Anyway, I'm going to crack on. So I just stopped for a break, and I had to hike back to the car to get me bottle because I stupidly left me water behind. And yeah, I definitely think I'm going to end up clearing the trail up there so I can get my car closer, because I timed it, and the furthest I could possibly get my car in this direction would save me 8 minutes walk in each direction, so I think it's well worthwhile. So but more interestingly, from where the furthest point that I could get my car to where I am now, so the trail that I've hacked through so far took me 3.5 minutes to walk. So by my estimates, we should be roughly about halfway to camp, I think anyway. While I stopped for a break, bit of a real-time review. I mentioned before how hard it is to get this machete out of the sheath, so let's put that to the test. All right, so I don't know if that's in focus, but all right, so we've got the machete in the sheath on my belt. I've just got the 2 buttons done up, that's it. So let's imagine the scenario where I've got to get it out in a hurry. So let's say something's charging at me in the bush. I'm out in the bush all on my own, and what can we think of? Let's say a feral pig has spotted me and decided I'm somewhat of a threat, and he's going to charge at me, and the only thing I've got to do, I've got 2 choices. I can either run or I can stand my ground and try and attack it with the machete. So let's real-time review. We'll start the stopwatch. You watch how long it takes me to get it out. Ready? Go. Oh. Okay, well that was no time at all. Last time it stuck. Huh, okay. Let's try that again. Alright. Go. Oh. Right, I just continued down this hill. I just went for a bit of a quick scout, and I got to within stone's throw of the west side creek. Where I could see where it was starting to level out, and I could see the water, so that means I've come a little bit too far west, so I've just backtracked back to here. I'm going to have to head more in that direction and start swinging it back around a little slightly more northeasterly to line up with the back of sight, but we should be close. We should be real close. A little bit more progress. I kind of feel like things are getting thicker and more impenetrable, but at the same time it kind of feels like it's starting to, the slope is starting to level out, which yeah, again, I I kind of got this gut feeling we're not far away, but when I look back in the direction that I've come from, and you look back here, it certainly doesn't look like I've cut a trail through it all. So that's where I've come from, kind of that way. So I certainly think in terms of anyone else coming down here, you know, no one's going to know there's a trail here but me. I think over time, obviously, I'll start walking the trail in a bit more, and you know, I'll hack my way through each time and make it a little bit better. But yeah, anyway, I'll keep pushing on. I don't think I'm much further through. We're doing all right for time, and it's only just now 11 o'clock. So I'm saying within the hour, I'll be there. Fingers crossed. Right, so I'm starting to get to an area that I've been to before. Look, great. Right, great cinematography. I just reached an area that I recognise that I've been to once before. So we're not far. It's a spot where I made it through before to camp carrying a log and with no machete, so I should be able to get through in not too much time at all. But it's a matter of now hacking a path that I'm going to notice and recognise each time I come and go. So right. Anyway, we'll push on. Right, I made it through and I've come back again, so I don't, I'm just going to take you back the way I just went through to show you that I did actually get to camp. I'm not convinced that it's the easiest way just yet. This big log here to climb over, so if I keep coming this way I might end up cutting some stairs in here with the axe or something. Because that's not going to be the easiest thing to do with you know, 20 kilos on my back, plus carrying handfuls of tools. Anyway, so we're almost there. Funny how when you approach from a different direction, how different things look. Which way did I go? This way. Anyway, it's just through here. And there we go, eh? Dead nuts on the back of the camp. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. Alright, there we go. We're back. So, the big question now is going to be, one, going back, can I find my way back up? And two, how long is it going to take? So I'll give myself a few minutes to have a drink and catch me breath, and then I'll set my stopwatch. We'll see how long it takes to go back up. I've certainly got plenty of scars to show for it. Alright, give me a few minutes. Alright, I've just about caught my breath, so I was going to start my stopwatch, and I'm just going to head straight up the trail. I'm not going to worry about hacking with it or playing around and mucking around or anything. I just want to see now how long it's going to take me to get from here back to where I think I'll be able to get my car to, because I know going from here to where I normally leave my car in that direction, I can do that at a push in just under 9 minutes, about 8.5 minutes. So going uphill, it'll be interesting to see, although I'm unladen this time obviously, whether I can get back up there in less than 8.5 minutes. Let's go. Alright, this is the spot where I reckon I can get my car to. Excuse me while I have a heart attack. I did it in 7 minutes 14 seconds. But so I had a pack on, and we might as well say it's the same, slightly better maybe. Shorter distance, harder because of the slope, but remember, travel on a slope, it's only hard in one direction because the other direction's downhill and it's a doddle. So downhill I can probably do it in 5 or 6 minutes. With a pack on, at a casual stroll I'll do it in 10, which is pretty much the same as the other direction. So obviously the exercise up and down the hill is not going to do me any harm. So I'm saying that's a win. That's our access to site secured, regardless of the weather, because it could be days and days or weeks of torrential rain, and the type of road in here, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 spots that are a bit soft, everything is fine. There should be no worries at all getting into camp in this direction. As I travel backwards and forwards, the path will become clearer, but I'm quite confident. There's a few sections there where I've cut through is quite obvious, but there's a few sections there where it snakes around that if you didn't know you were following a path, you wouldn't know it was there. So I'm really confident that the site's going to remain secure. That's a win, eh? Nice one. Alright, I'm out of water and I really need a drink, so I gotta walk back to the car. Now that I've established that route down to the camp, I have decided that the best option as far as the car goes is to try and get the car closer to the end of this trail. And to do that, as I mentioned before, there's a few trees that have come down across the path that are making that currently impossible, and so that's the next thing for me to deal with. The first of those is the one behind me, which is where the car is stopped at the moment. It's also the biggest one to get through, so I'm going to start tackling that. Alright, so both at this end now are cut. So I've just got to deal with this end. It seems as though that's pretty much broken through already. If I can try and pull it by hand. Here. Get the camera out of the way. Now I have had thoughts of leaving there like that, and then when I leave, swinging them back like a pair of boom gates. Alright, I think I'm going to walk the rest of the track down. We'll stop at each bit that needs to be taken care of and take care of business. Piece of cake. I should send State Forestry a bill for my community service. Alright, on to the next one. Right, this is the last big one. It's across the track. The rest of them are just long but thin pieces. I'm really reasonably confident now that I've done enough to get the car all the way down to where that big log is that I was sitting on earlier. I'm going to walk back to the car now. We'll see if we can drive down here, eh? Rightio, let's see if we can drive the car down to the end of the track there, turn around and get ourselves out again, alright? Fingers crossed. Alright, we made it all the way down. There's a few tight spots coming through there, and I'm sure I got a ton more scratches in the paint, but that's the price you pay. That's certainly going to save us a lot of effort and a lot of time in the future. Alright, well, I'm calling that a success for today. Thanks for coming along all the way to the end. I'll keep filming all the way till I get out of this track, assuming, touch wood, that I don't have any problems on the way out. There was just those couple of boggy spots that I had to pick up a bit of speed, but that was fine. And yeah, like I said, certainly some tight spots. So look, if you enjoy the content, you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell. Please comment below and smash that like button. I'll see you again next week. See you later. That's it, we're out. See ya. Alright viewers, so it's time to reveal the secret squirrel location where I am for today. So for some of you, I know you're going to recognise this place. It is the industrious work of the one and only